Okay, so what shape is this?
Cube.
It's a cube. Okay, when we unfold it, this is called a net. How many sides does it have?
6.
6, right? So the 6 sides. So if we needed to find the surface area of a cube, we are going to unfold it and find the area of each individual shape. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. All right, so just like I showed you, this is what it looks like when you unfold like a rectangular prism. So this would be like a shoebox or something like that. So we are going to find the surface area of this first rectangular prism. So I'm going to unfold it for us because it's kind of hard to do and see everything, but go ahead and write this down. So this is the top, this is the bottom. These are the 2 sides. This is the back, and this is the front. Okay, so now I'm going to label some of my dimensions. So the side was 3 by 4. The top was 7 by 4. The side was 4. The front was 7 by 3. And then basically each one has a pair. So the top is paired with what? The bottom. The back is paired with the front. And the sides are the same shape as well. Okay, so they're just like mirror images of each other. I actually find nets kind of difficult to find the surface area. So what I'm going to do is find the area of each individual shape and then double it because there's 2 of the same shape. So let's start with the top and bottom. Okay. So if we look at the top or the bottom, let's look at the bottom. What shape is the bottom? It's a rectangle, okay? To find the area of a rectangle, what do we do? Multiply base times height. What's the base of the bottom rectangle? What's the height? 4. So we're going to do 7 times 4, which is what? 28. So that would be just the back, okay? So we found the back. What would the front be? Or no, sorry, we did the bottom. Okay, we found the bottom. It was 28. So what's the top? Also 28. So we're going to do 28 plus 28. And then if you had a calculator, you would add them together. But does anybody know off the top of their head what it is? 56. Nice job. Okay, now we're going to do the front and the back. So the front and the back. So if I look at the front right here, what's the base? It's also 7. And what's the height? 3. So 7 times 3 gives me, okay, 21. And then there's 2 of them, so it's going to be 21 plus 21, or 21 times 2, which gives me 42. Good job. Okay, next, we have our 2 sides. So looking at the sides, this one's kind of tricky. So the base is how much? Right here. 4. And then what's the height? It's not 4. It's 3. Yeah. So 4 times 3 is, and there's 2 of them, so 12 plus 12 is 24. Anybody know what the last step's going to be? Add them all together to find the surface area of the whole thing. We need to add all of the areas together. So go ahead and add them all together, and then when someone has it, let me know what you get. Evan, what'd you get?
122.
Okay, 122, do we agree? 122 what? Inches squared, nice job. All right, so the next example, we're dealing with a triangular prism. So this one is a little more complicated because with a rectangular prism, you have a bunch of pairs. So you have the front and the back, top and bottom, and then the two sides that all equal each other. But with a triangular prism, you have two triangles that are the same. And then your rectangles actually don't necessarily end up being the same. So that's kind of tricky. So this is what the net of a prism looks like, of triangular prism. So we're just going to go ahead and do this same method where we find the two triangles, which are going to be the same. So I'm going to say triangle 1 and triangle 2. Then we have side 1, side 2, and side 3. Okay, so triangle 1 and 2 are going to be the same size. How do we find the area of a triangle?
Base times height divided by 2.
Yeah, base times height divided by 2. So what's the base of the triangle? 12 times what's the height of the triangle? It's going to be 5, right? So it's 5 over here, and they're the same height. So 12 times 5 divided by 2, what do we get? Yeah, 30, right? And then there's 2 of them, so I'm going to do 30 plus 30, and that gives me 60. So my 2 triangles add up to 60. Now I need to find side 1, side 2, and side 3. So it doesn't really matter which one's which, just as long as we keep them separate. So let's start with this one over here. What's the base of this rectangle? Right here, 8 times the height of this rectangle, 5, which gives me what? 40. Okay, side 2, let's do the one that's kind of at an angle right here. What's this base right here? 8, and then what's this length right here? Okay, so we're going to do 8 times 13. $104. Okay, and then the side 3 is the one on the bottom. What's this length here? What's this length here? Okay, 12 times 8. 96. Okay, and then what's my final step? Add them all together. So 60 plus 40 plus 104 plus 96. Not quite. Chase? That's not what I have, but nope. Yeah, so 60 plus 40 is 100, plus 104 is 204. It's, 300. So 60 plus 40 is 100, plus 104 is 204, plus 96 is 300. Okay, 300 what? Centimeters squared. Very good. Okay, there should be a second page to your notes. So I'll leave this up here for a second to make sure everybody gets caught up on this. All right, anybody need more time on this one? Okay. The next page is just a helpful hint for if you're trying to find the surface area of a cube. So a cube is something like what I showed us earlier. The unique thing about a cube is that all of the sides are equal. Okay, so we really only need to find the area of one side and then multiply it by 6. But the formula that they give us is that if we just take the side length and then square it and then multiply it by 6, we'll get the surface area of a cube really quickly. So using this formula, so our surface area is equal to 6 times, so I'm going to put parentheses. What is the side length of this cube? 12. Okay, so we're going to do 12 squared. Who can tell me what 12 squared is? Be careful. It's 144. Nice job. So we're going to do 6 times 144. $864. What? Meters squared. Okay, see how that one was way faster than the other ones? So if you don't know this formula, you could still find the area of each square and then add them together. But this just speeds it up quite a bit if you know the formula. And it's a cube. It has to be a cube. All right, questions? Okay.